Well, the focus is about to switch from red ball cricket to white ball cricket in England as the county championship takes a month off and the T20 blast takes over. But we're going to have a look at how the Aussies that are over there have fared in this final week of the first part of the county championship. Well, Yorkshire had a big win by an innings and 130 runs. That's how big, over Sussex at Headingley in Leeds. And it was another match where Travis Head really struggled. The South Australian had scores of 14 and 18 in this match. All up so far in the county championship, he's averaging just 10. So after a summer where he struggled a bit in and out of the Australian side and has really been looking to force his way back in there, it hasn't really been going well for him over in England, and he will clearly be hoping that he can get some more big runs on the board before he heads back to Australia and tries to make his claim for an Australian berth in the Sheffield Shield. Things are going a little bit better for Cameron Bancroft. Of course, he had that slightly controversial start to his season, more based on his comments off the field about incident a few years ago in South Africa, but now focuses a little bit more on his performances on the field. He only made 14 in the first innings for Durham when they travelled away to Worcestershire, and then in the second innings, well, they had an 89-run chase to secure that 10-wicket victory, and opening the batting with Michael Jones, Cameron Bancroft played a really important part in that. He was not out on 46, so that's some good signs for him as this first part of the season now comes to a close. Well, Nottinghamshire travelled to Chelmsford and played out a draw against Essex, where Peter Siddle is making himself very, very useful. He had a bit of a slow start to the championship, but he really has hit his straps. Another good wicket haul for him. He took 3 wickets in the first innings, 1 for 10 in the second innings. You can almost set your clock by it now. Peter Siddle has got to be one of the most reliable players in the game, consistently taking wickets, consistently making contributions to games. And while his Australian days may be behind him now, you get the feeling that he's going to be doing that for many teams around the world for as long as he wants to. He'll probably be bowling in a wheelchair and still taking wickets. Well, Warwickshire had a convincing 191 run over Derbyshire in Derby, which is where Ben McDermott is spending his Australian winter. He didn't make too many runs again. He scored 2 and 21 in that match. But possibly don't want to read too much into that, because he is mostly over there for the white ball part of the season for Derby. So time will tell if that part of his season is a success, and the red ball part, the T20 blast that's starting now, will hopefully for him be his time to shine. Well, here's a little fun fact. Michael Neser and Marnus Labuschagne are flatmates in Cardiff, where they are spending the season playing for Glamorgan. Michael Neser in particular, well, he is loving bowling with that Duke's ball. The wickets have been coming pretty thick and fast for him, and as Glamorgan had a 6-wicket victory over Lancashire, he played a vital part yet again, taking a total of 7 wickets across 2 innings. And things have been improving for Marnus Labuschagne as well. He had a very quiet start, but in that victory over Lancashire, he scored 44, and in the second innings, 63. So maybe just settling down into things. Maybe he's been getting some tips from Michael Neser in the house. Well, what a season Marcus Harris has been having. His side, Leicestershire, were at home to Gloucestershire in the most recent round, and he scored his 3rd century of the championship so far, 148 runs. He is averaging more than 60 in the season so far. He's also dropped from opening to number 3, so a little bit of a shuffle in the batting lineup for him. But it doesn't seem to matter whether he's opening or coming in at first drop. He's just in the runs. Very impressive for him. And of course, with Australia just having 3 contracted specialist batters in Test cricket at the moment, he's really doing his chances for making an appearance in the summer in Australia a lot of good in the championship. Also in that match was Daniel Worrell playing for Gloucestershire. He took a couple of wickets as well to continue with his steady season. And one player who probably feels very unlucky is Sean Abbott. He was mostly over in the UK to press his white ball skills ahead of the T20 World Cup. But in his first 4-day match for Surrey, he had a hamstring injury and is now, well, going to be in rehab for a long time back in Australia. Well, that's how some of the Aussies have been faring in the county championship. We'll be back next week as we start to switch our attention to the T20 Blast as white ball cricket takes centre stage.